Okay, Leslie, it's 6 o'clock. It's time to get the work session started for the city of Lula. We want to welcome everybody here tonight. Let's see all the smiling faces. Must be Christmas time, everybody's smiling. I like that. But I always like Christmas. Since our chaplain's not here, I'm going to start us off with a word of prayer, then we're going to place his in the flag. Let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for the blessings of the day. Give us strength, courage, and wisdom to make the proper decision for the city of Lula. Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Be seated. Now we're going to have a public hearing. I guess Joe's going to have this for us.
Yes.
Concerning the ordinance to put code of the city of Louisville on website, on internet.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I call now for a public hearing regarding an ordinance to adopt, re-adopt, and enact a code of the city of Lula. This is the first of two public hearings. As a way of background, you'll recall that we contracted with a company called MuniCode, who was to receive all of the ordinances that remain in effect on behalf of the city of Lula through November of 2024, and to put those in a code format so they would be available online. We will also add ordinances that have been adopted since that day to be considered when you choose to adopt this. So this has been a several-year process that we've gone through with the staff at MuniCode. Is anyone here to be heard at this public hearing? Anyone here to be heard? I know that the document itself is several hundred pages and provided to council and staff, and I understand it's available on the city site. But I'll declare this.
I want to thank everybody involved in getting this done. Angie, Teresa, the whole staff, Jerry, and Frank. Because this is one thing that when I came into office, when I wanted to get done. And here it is the last day.
Been a long time coming.
Yeah, but I'm glad to see, I want to appreciate everybody's help, and even the people at MuniCode, I want to send them a thank you to personally, but I just want to put that in there.
We sent them a thank you that were signed with some zeros on it.
Exactly.
And they were appreciative.
They had my secret.
Anyway, if nobody's here for this public hearing, then I'll declare this public hearing closed, and we'll have another public hearing next Monday, and then it'd be up to council as to whether you choose to vote on it at that time or continue reviewing the ordinances.
Thank you, Joey.
Thank you.
Juliet's on her way, just so you know.
We'll have citizen comments, or waiting to vote on, speak now. Bring it on up here. You hear it in my mind.
Gwendolyn Kelly at River Mist. I got something I wanted to bring to your attention. I already talked to Tony about it Saturday. Our depot is used by so many people, and they have children, and we desperately need to have in the men's and women's restroom in the handicap stall, just like every other business, a wall mount diaper changing station, because these mothers are having to go in there, and you would not believe what they go through trying to change that baby's diaper. And we should make it more convenient. And babies, in my opinion, have the same problems that handicapped people do. You've got to do for them. They can't do it themselves. And I've looked, Home Depot sells them for about $100. The most I saw was about $149. I think it's a small price to pay to give a little bit more convenience for everyone who's coming to the depot for all the festivities and all the other things that they rented the depot for. And that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Glenn. Anybody else? There'll be an opportunity in the meeting for more comments. Find something you want to talk about in the meeting. Everybody's seen the agenda for the night. They want to make any changes to it? We do have an executive session tonight. What do I have is, what I'm gonna do tonight is I wanna invite, Bruce and Andrew to this executive session, let y'all get a feel for it, they're not sworn in yet, but, give you a feel of what's discussed in executive session. So if y'all come join us in the executive session, I would appreciate it. Right. Motion?
Oh, I make a motion for that, I'm sorry, that, we approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Motion made at least, second by Tony, to approve the agenda, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. We have no agenda. Everybody seen the minutes, getting changes to the minutes, we'll vote on next week, just let Tangy know, getting changes to it. Majority of the month is also next week. It's Christmas time, y'all, this is the $100 one. Good, for your utility bills. There's some pretty ones out there too, I've seen them. All right, Frank, it's time for capital money.
Just real briefly, you have the monthly balances in the checking account. We went down by about 150,000, and that's in general fund and ARPA. And you can see we're drawing ARPA down to the close.
What, 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks?
Well, we can spend it through the end of '26, but so we're safe. Like I said, the other accounts, I let you see the November, we brought to you in November. You can see it's tracking pretty close. What you don't see is any additional funds being deposited yet into the SPLOST accounts. So we'll continue, and on the SPLOST notes, just as an update, Railroad Street, the Norfolk Southern's engineering company agreed to the resurfacing repaving. They've now forwarded it to Norfolk Southern, another group there, for the retaining wall. One of the things that we did find is a letter from 1998 from the then district engineer of GDOT. He identified it as a problem. He said it was expensive, and the only rational project would be to put in a retaining wall. So 28 years later, we're slowly getting there. But it was identified at least as early as 1998 as a problem. So we are using that document in additional grant applications to try to sign funding, but it is moving ahead.
Thank you, Frank.
All right.
Okay, I guess we need to talk about this repaving over on that.
Yeah, I'll let Jerry talk, but real quick, you guys know where we're talking about on 51 and Maiden Lane, where we repaired the water line a month or so ago. So it doesn't seem that long, but it has been. GDOT's been patient, understanding with the weather and holiday seasons. But Jerry did send out to at least 6 different companies asking for bids to finish the repaving. And his response, you can see there are two bids. So, Jerry.
So as you all are aware, that was a long week, and the toll is still going. We need to get this paved pretty quick. Obviously, GDOT's going to want to pave pretty quick. Also, those metal plates that we've had to put there because of the truck traffic kicking the gravel out, those are rental plates. So that toll is running. We've got to get this done. So, and I know this is just a work session, but as you can see,
This what they could.
yeah, yes, y'all could. Yes, y'all could do that. As you can see, you see where my request for quotes. I amended it because it was supposed to close on the 26th, but my document initially said the 24th of November. So I contacted them all again when I caught that error and asked them. I called all of them. None of them. 4 of them, 3 of them didn't respond. 3 of them didn't respond. But I went ahead and sent the email with the attachment with the corrected dates and extended it just a few days so we could get those quotes in, hopefully. and all we got were 2. And Riles Brothers came in at 22,000, and Allied Paving came in at 32,500. That's double what I thought it would be. So I thought it would be a lot less, but it is what it is, and it's all inclusive. So they're gonna do all the compaction. They're gonna do it all. They're gonna have to provide the flaggers, all the traffic control devices. Everything was inclusive in this. That way, it didn't put it back on the city to provide anything. So, and there's really not a lot of cost savings because of that, where it's at and how it has to be done. There's not a lot that the city could do to facilitate any savings. So, it's in the scope, it seems like a small project, but you gotta remember it's a DOT road, so it's gotta be followed to their standards. So, and I've been in conversation with gentlemen with DOT, so we were in agreement, and this is what we have now. But this will complete that project. This will complete that project once it's paved. Now, we were hoping to have it paved this week. The weather's not gonna allow it. They're not gonna run asphalt at all. So it'll probably, if the weather will warm up, we may be able to get it done next week. If not, it may be closer to the first of the year.
That was my next question.
Yeah, we want it done last week, but again, the weather didn't cooperate last week either. It rained all week. So now this week it's gonna be cold, and they're not gonna run asphalt unless it's 40 degrees and rising. So that's not gonna happen.
Is Ronald Bros. Including traffic patrol in their quote?
Yes.
Okay, it wasn't, it's not.
Yeah,
so
they-
Allied specified that in theirs.
Yeah. They, I talked to, I believe it was Mark, and he knew everything about this, so that's how it'll work.
So on Allied, they labeled theirs as repair water line leak, that's just the asphalt part? Is that
Yes.
what they're calling that?
Yeah,
So is their specs the same as, Riles, where it's
right.
the 12 inches and,
Well, they'll build it up to 6. We don't have to go the full 12. We'll
or
build
where
it up
they're
with gravel.
removing the 12 and
Yes.
replacing, they're replacing with the same thing that Riles is, apples to apples?
It's gonna be apples to apples. They have to follow this request for, quotes. They have to follow it.
Will we be, do we foresee them having to cut that curb?
Cut the curb? Yeah, they'll have to cut back, cause right now it's only like 2.5 feet wide. They'll have to cut back a little bit on both sides to get to base, and then they have to remove some of the gravel that we have in there, get compaction, build it up to at least 6 inches where they can put 6 inches of asphalt back in.
The reason I ask is because the Ross Brothers, quote, it has in there that saw cutting and graded aggregate base under the curbs is not included in the price unless specified in the proposal. Is there a more detailed proposal for them?
This is it. This is what I received.
Okay, so I
Is there a
wonder,
curb there?
That, if you look in, if you keep your old ones, other proposals by Riles Brothers have had that same comment, the exclamation call out. But
Yeah.
they have done the work as requested.
okay, I just, worry that, that price might grow.
I think what that is they're anticipating in prior projects, sidewalks. And there's no
Right,
sidewalks out
that's what I
there.
was thinking, there's not a
Yeah,
curb, I don't think
yeah.
there's a curb right there, is there?
Right.
So there wouldn't be any curb cutting to go on.
And this is just the repair, we're not talking about doing the pipe.
No,
No,
Portion, yeah.
it's just a repair.
this is just a repair.
Road repair.
That way we can get that off the list. And then what you're talking about is getting the casing under the road. That's coming. That'll be forthcoming.
Yeah, we'll vote on this now if y'all want. discuss it some more, or give it a motion?
Make a motion, we go with Rowell Brothers.
I'll second.
Motion made by Chris, second by Denise, to accept Rise Road proposal to repair the street, Highway 51, Maiden Lane. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. They got a contract. And started sending it up to,
That's right.
we got the checkbook.
We want to get it done.
Yes.
Before we move off the topic, I did want to address Councilmember Shockley's question on the dip on Athens Street. We've been holding off on that just because of other project, the road project. But here's, if we do that repair, we want to do it once. Because it basically ties into the parking lot question on Carter Alley and all, because that line, the sewer line is still terracotta through there. And the water line is also in that same area. So if we open it up, it's just more than trying to fix. They did not put any compaction in. They filled it with small stones, so now the sand on top is filtering through. That's why you're getting the dip. So our fear is somewhat, if we don't replace at least 2 or 3 segments of terracotta as best we can, when they start doing the compaction, we'll reopen it up to, so it's not just as simple as the road repair, it's the bigger project for the parking and replacing terracotta line while we got it open.
Okay.
So that would require another contractor like Kenner or somebody to come in and put in those lines.
Makes sense.
Well, that's also a part of the project development right in there too, isn't it? Are we planning on replacing all the utility lines in Carter Alley anyway?
That's what we had talked about, is basically the next street up where the convenience store is, all the way down to here. Replace all of that terracotta, that whole segment while we're doing that, so it's one big project.
Yep. We're trying to get that all into one project, but it's not gonna happen, we're gonna do that like, that first probably, so.
I just don't want to open it up thinking we got it fixed when I know there's terracotta below it.
Underneath it. I thought that makes sense.
Thank you, Frank. The next thing on the agenda is assigning check signing, and I'm not gonna be here next year, so I think
It's just a discussion to remind you
Yeah,
that we
it
will
has to
come,
be done.
as we've done pretty much.
I'm a check signer, I won't be here next year, so you got that, and Denise is a check signer, she won't be here next year, so we gotta get 2 new check signers, at least. So
And
that's all, that's.
Councilman Roberts is the other check
Yeah,
signer, so. But that's, like I said, we just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention because you will have that on the agenda for the end of the meeting next week.
Also, the planning commission, since Bruce is gonna be the new mayor, and that business is open, in the planning commission, we got to, y'all got to take care of that. It's not my appointment anymore, just. Okay, upcoming events. Historical Society got a whole bunch of requests here, and,
Well, we filed them for, most of it's for the sesquicentennial, but we filed them.
is there any discussion on any of these, or, not? Look it over, think about it till next week?
These are in addition to what we've already done.
So what these are is, for example, A is a monthly gathering for the community to come together, play games, hang out, have a snack. Most of the nights are on Tuesday. The dates that are listed on here are the Tuesday nights. On the front page of the agenda, he didn't list the Saturdays. The Saturdays were actually listed on the actual proposal.
Did you mean to say Thursday or Tuesday?
Thursdays.
Yeah, I thought I heard you say Tuesday, so wait a minute, those are Thursdays.
No, sorry, Thursdays. The cook-off is another sesquicentennial event, so those are different than the normal events that we would come and request. We wanted to go ahead and put the 26 and 27 car show on here. There was an update to the 26 car show. You'd already approved it, but there was the addition of the barbecue competition as part of the sesquicentennial. The 26 Fall Festival had not been approved at this time, and because we are trying to stay at least 1 year in advance on our approvals so that we can do our advertising more effectively, we are trying to go ahead and do the 26 car show and 27 Fall Festival as part of voting. So we can stay a year ahead. So we're trying to stay a year ahead on our meeting dates and on our events. So it's not, you know, literally vote last minute, we've been advertising and organizing it kind of situation.
Anybody got any questions?
Come here, sleep over there.
No, I was just looking at those dates.
The sesquicentennial meeting they're gonna have another meeting for this, to discuss after this. There's some additional information that'll be coming, but this is trying to get things started and be on the books for Lula.
These are Thursdays, is that what?
What's on there's Thursdays, there's, the missing are the Saturdays in March, June, September, December. They're missing from that list.
They're actually on the proposal sheet, they just didn't get here on the agenda front sheet.
That's how I don't know.
March and June.
Yeah, what,
March, June,
every third month in June.
September, and December.
Third Saturday, 7 June, is the second Saturday.
And then Denise, just so you have it in your notes, 8C isn't just a car show, it's a car show plus a barbecue competition.
Now, I've got one thing that's concerning me about this thing, it's nothing major. SPOS passed in Hall County, and they promised us $1 million to work in that park, on that ball field. Now, we're trying to schedule, make sure that we don't book it up completely full, so that they missed a window. I don't know when they're gonna wanna do it, but we gotta keep it, keep it open where they can get to it. Since they committed to $1 million, we need to take it.
Two things.
And it may not happen until the third year, I don't know, but.
I would say this, I've been in contact with the county. It'll be after the first of the year before we sit down as a group and try to hammer out an IGA. So I think next year is definitely safe. I don't think it changes for next year.
My concern was 27,
Yeah.
2027 was my main concern. 26, I wasn't too worried about, I think we were stalling that long.
Right.
Just probably say, I'll collect the money to do it, because I'm not sure how they're gonna try to finance it, because they're probably gonna collect the money first before they spend it.
I'm sure.
The county, you know, they're kind of stingy.
I'm sure they will, but like I said,
I just want to get that on the
we'll sit
line.
down after the first of the year with them as a group to work out and hammer out that IGA, which define things closer. And I think our discussion was, before they start work, we want an engineered site plan.
But take back our minds, I said, we'll talk about, care about 2027, so we don't know. Okay, the city logo. Who wants to talk about it?
Alright, so we were talking about it in one of the meetings, we need to rebrand Lula so that there's a consistent logo on the websites and everything, but also so it's something easy to be done on hats, shirts, etc., mugs, whatever we choose to put it on. We need one that's consistent, but it also needs to be able to transfer from each different type of media, because some of the logos we have don't transfer to being stitched on shirts, they don't transfer for other things. And the script needs to be consistent across the board, because Like the hats have one script, the shirts have one script, the wall has one script. Everything needs one script. We need to be consistent. So I talked to my mom, and I know that Lula is big about our trains because our trains are a part of our history. They're right there in the middle of our town. They're not going anywhere. So we talked about trying to find a train that was more in line with when we were established. We were established as Lula in 1876. Just for reference, Belton was established in 1874, before it merged with Lula. So we looked at trains that would be more in line with that time period. I've got a copy for y'all and anybody in the audience that wants to look at it. Here are two logos we threw together just to get some ideas, but we want feedback. There you go. I'm gonna give those to y'all. We want feedback on the ideas. One is a very basic logo. You'll see it talks about the fact that we have a remarkable past and a bright future, so the audience can see if y'all haven't seen it. The other side kind of goes along with what our history was. We were a train town. People actually got on the trains here. People got on, they went off. We are the midway point between Atlanta and Greenville. So one looks more like a train ticket, one looks more like something you're probably going to see on websites or signs. And the idea is just to get feedback of what you like with them, what you don't like with them. We're going to try to come back with this so that we can possibly vote on this in January and decide what we want to do so that we can be consistent across the board. It's bad that, you know, when we create our different flyers for our events, that's got one logo, our t-shirts have one logo, our business cards have one logo, the hats have one logo, the council shirts like Tony's wearing has one logo, and none of it's consistent. Even the signage that we have around town has one, some have one font, some have one train, some have one, you know, phrase attached to them. We just need to be consistent. So, any ideas, suggestions? Can I give mom feedback? Yes, my mom owns the print shop. No, I have nothing to do with it. I am just the middleman here. I get nothing. You won't hurt my feelings.
I'll say something. I went ahead and took a liberty of creating a few other logos this afternoon after 4 o'clock. But I think we should probably just have an opportunity for anyone that wants to submit, a logo to us, or if they've got ideas, we definitely would welcome that. But I have, four different ideas that took about 5 minutes. But I certainly would send those to the rest of the council. But it's certainly something that I would love the opportunity to see what others, might bring to the table, or different design ideas. That's my suggestion.
I had looked at some designs myself, and I didn't go the railroad or the train avenue. I was thinking something a little more streamlined that would, we could actually use on our road signage and everything, something that would transfer there along with shirts, something that would go throughout the whole city, something you could use for everything and not, I get a lot of road signs, I don't know how to word what I'm trying to say, but just something more simple, because like putting a train on the road sign, it's not, it don't work real well, but if you have just something very simple, I don't know, more sleek, I guess.
Yeah, I like that idea too, because we could probably have, if we want to keep the railroad, a locomotive icon in there, I think we probably could. In addition, it would be part of a branding package where stuff that's similar, but complementary may not have the locomotive in it, but it all looks the
It
same.
looks the same as
So
the.
you just have it, yeah.
I will say this, one suggestion I made, and I've made it to Frank before, is we need to figure out, as part of like a branding package, we need to figure out specific colors, specific fonts that can be used, or variations without using, I think I counted it up, I think there's 16 different fonts and color variations.
So we should probably look at getting a style guide created, so that we have like approved colors, approved fonts that can be adapted for, you know, print or electronic media or apparel branding.
I agree on that, 'cause-
Jim, I'm gonna ask you, would you elaborate on the development authority's thinking process for their logo? Because their developer are just design the logo for themselves, and know what the extremely lengthy process, I thought. And would you mind doing that for us?
No, I don't mind at all.
And you don't have a copy, we can do.
I do not, I'm sorry.
I don't need it. Well, I know that there was a lot of time spent on that logo too. It's sort of a neutral logo, but the reason is given on explain to us.
Well, the thing about a logo is you really have to kind of consider what it is that you are and what it is that you want to be. And in choosing a logo or color branding package, of course, Tony mentioned it earlier, but you have to consider colors, Juliet mentioned fonts, and consistency is very important. So with the development authority, our logo is fairly simple. We wanted to say, you know, we are the Lula Development Authority. We chose a color of sort of a darker blue that was more indicative of conservative approach, conservative values, or conservative thinking, I guess you might say, as far as the feeling that we were trying to approach. And then we had a little element in the logo that is a sweep of 3 lines that actually starts right above our name and then sweeps up in sort of a gold kind of changes. And it could be, it evokes different thoughts in what it could be. Several people said, well, oh, there's the 3 lines of roads that are growing in Lula. There's a smoke effect to it. It reminds you of the train and the steam engine. Oh, thank you, Tangy. Thank you so much. So, there is what we're talking about. A basic name, the 3 lines that sweep in a color complementary to blue. Notice we'll use a yellow gold, that color. And I'll show the audience in just a moment, so forgive me. But then our tagline here, growing together, in a different font, but sort of a very clear thought that we are trying to manage our growth here in Lula and be able to grow in a way that we all can enjoy and benefit from. So that was our thoughts and the elements of the logo. And I think you have indicated you got thought about the process of going through that as well. And we did it with the help of some folks online. There are companies around that do this sort of thing. If you want to turn to them, spend a few bucks in organizing that, and they'll smack out the thing after asking questions about what you want the logo to convey. And so you might want to give that some thought as well. So thank you for your patience, folks, in that.
Jim, one thing I want to add, during our discussion of that logo during the development authority, we said that sort of represents leaping into the future, very bright future. That's what that's kind of what I'm thinking on it.
Exactly. We wanted to be complementary of the council's approach, and as we are in our approach to development. So, thank you, Jennifer.
I just want,
I let that one slip.
that's on that stuff in
As
my
you said,
mind.
we had a long discussion about this through several meetings, and then, of course, in between meetings, and came back, and it all finally came together very, very well. So,
That's something
I'm sure you
I
go
would
through
just,
the same process and have a good result of what.
Thank you, Bill. The reason I brought that up is because I think maybe the city logo and the development logo just sort of complement each other. They might be the same, but I think that's why I wanted you to show y'all that logo. I didn't think about seeing it yet. Thank you. Okay. Please, Jimmy, I guess we're down to citizen comments again. Anybody want to talk?
Yes, I'll be.
One of the green red logo right there.
Controversial, you know, I'm a developer party, we spoke of a few things, and, you know, Juliet's right, this was a railroad mecca back in the day when Lula was established, you know, trains coming, trains going, people stopping, getting out, eating dinner, shopping, different things, but if you dig back real fast, there's a lot of outlaws got off those trains too back in the early days of Lula, that's what it was really known for. But, you know what, as we move forward into 2026, the train still stops. But now it's a menace to the whole city. Now, just think for a few minutes as you go on through after this meeting and for the next coming week or two. Why do we have the tower section of the railroad to the past? Why don't we look toward the future? The railroad brings nothing but Lula now but trouble. You know, brings the workers here every now and then, and I think from what I've heard, that brings a lot of trouble too. Brings a lot of people here that I don't think most of us want around. It brings businesses here that are not legal, they don't come get a business license because they're not legal to operate. So keep in mind, does it have to be tied to a train? You know, we have moved past those days. It's never gonna stop in Lula again. I mean, it'd be great if we had a train stop at a lot of places coming out of Gainesville all the way down to Atlanta. You know, and use the railroad again for travel up this corridor for it. It'd be wonderful. But it's not gonna happen in our probably foreseeable lifetime. But look to the future of what this town can be, and we need to build a town. We have somewhat of a city hall, we have a nice building downtown, half of it looks really good, the other half needs revamped. The end of it needs to be torn down and rebuilt. We have a grocery store and a host of mechanics. Let's build a new town. Let's look to the future and let's build the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Anybody else? Frank's gonna speak.
No, I just wanted to tell everybody, you as council, mayor, thank you for Saturday, for the Christmas parade and the Christmas event. I think it was a great event. Recognizing Teresa, her hard efforts, Tangi and Amy, obviously, and then Jerry for bringing the stage up front and getting us to live stream the event. So I think there were some very positive. I hope everybody was pleased, but from a staff, I wanted to thank staff and because of the work that they put in. Obviously, some worked harder than others. Like I said, Teresa, Tangi, Amy, Jerry. The guys worked their butts out on the streets to try to keep it clean and then traffic control and everything. So if you see them, thank them, and we'll try to make it even better next year.
Thank you, Frank. Okay, it's time for council comments. Really, let's start with you tonight.
Okay, couple of different things. If you are interested in hearing what the sesquicentennial 150-year celebration of Lula Committee, if you're interested in what the plans are or possibly even helping out and volunteering, our next meeting is January the 8th at 6 p.m. at the depot. Just so everybody's aware, there is a specific logo that's already been created for the sesquicentennial. This is just a black and white copy. We've got it in several different colors. Every event next year will have this logo, and there'll be a big giant banner. Because 150 years is a big deal. I will say this, we are not planning anything in the month of July, simply because it's the U.S.'s 250 year, and we don't want to get lost. And 250 years for our nation is a big deal, so we don't want to step into that. The chili cook-off application is live already. If you are interested in applying to be a competitor in the chili cook-off, the spaces are limited, but it is live. this is the link to get to the application. It's listed just about everywhere online and in the city hall already. The 15th, I know we haven't technically voted on this yet, but the committee was moving forward with it. The 15th of January is our first community game night. We are encouraging members of the community to show up, come play games, hang out, have a little snickety snack, and just kind of bring back that community feel that we lost when we had to stop the community meals. And then also, it's sad news, but it's good news. Miss Jenny, who runs the massage location, unfortunately is moving to Commerce, but it's a good deal. It's a good thing. She's moving into a bigger space. She's bringing on 2 extra therapists, so she's expanding. So it's a good thing, and she's only 20 minutes down the road. So, just wanted to let y'all know about that. And other than that, thank you all for showing up. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for all coming and being a part of the parade. And if you didn't get to see the parade live, go to the city's Facebook page. Jerry was able to figure out how to live stream it on the Facebook page, which I think is awesome. That's the first time it's ever been done by the city. I think that's great because that way people at home who are sick or watching the Georgia game or whatever got a chance to participate too. So thank you all. And thank you to our city employees for what you did.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight, and I think the parade turned out real good. Thank everyone for helping, even Tangy.
I mean, I showed up.
Jerry, it wasn't hard to spot Jerry.
Yeah, I had the ugliest sweater in town.
I don't know, I saw some pretty good ones.
It turned out good. Just need a little more candy, Frank.
Yes, because Garnet's a candy hall.
I was about to say, listen, y'all should have
We
plenty
was
of
4
kids.
buckets short what we was last time.
I agree.
And 4 more buckets would cover it well.
I think I might have been eating some on the way or throwing way too much out.
He
Now
flew
we-
out 4 to my 2, and I run out way early.
That's the reason I told you to drive. I wanted to ride inside the road. Mama didn't raise no food.
See what I had to put up with?
Go ahead, Chris, take it.
Thank everybody for coming, and, yeah, I wanna, tell all the employees and everybody that helped the parade, thank you. It was, thought it went off as far as I know without a hitch. I didn't walk around much, but as far as the parade, enjoyed it. And we were the same way. When we got where all the people, we'd already thrown out too much candy, so we had to start making sure we was only throwing 2 at a time out.
More candy.
But, yeah, or that or get people with a little rationing it out a little better. But, anyway, enjoyed it. It was a good time.
Thank everybody for coming out and everybody that worked in the parade. I'll just echo what everybody else said, that, yeah, if you ride with Garnet, you gotta have more candy, because Garnet, I'm just telling y'all, look, he does.
They was calling
He
my name
goes,
and candy.
Here, you want some candy?
I
And
couldn't
then I
believe them
didn't
kids
have any.
begging, them calling my name.
Their parents loved you.
Yes.
I had to tell all the peeps on my side that he hogged all the candy and I was out.
You were out.
I'm just saying, is that why with me behind you, they kept saying more candy, more candy?
Probably.
Probably.
I'll just say that, this Christmas here in Lula, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed being able to stay over at the depot and just watch the crowd. And everyone just was walking around with a smile on their face. The kids were happy and dancing, and it was just an incredible event that just seems to get bigger and bigger every year. And I'm very proud that our city, puts something like that on, and it's our community that comes together to make it happen. So, thank you all for that.
I heard the Grinch was being stingy with candy too.
I'm just saying.
Tony, you were talking about how big it gets?
We're not calling the
Over
Grinch.
there where my parents were sitting, apparently there were people from Noonan who heard about our parade, heard about our candy and the whole 9 yards and showed up because they're like, let's see if they can do it better than we can.
Well, let's just get
And they
in.
said yes.
Let's get in and get started and make Railroad Days bigger than ever.
Well, especially because it's the 50th.
And let's make it bigger.
Okay, sorry, Joe.
Absolutely.
Joe, you wanna say something? Well,
Look, we just doing round robin.
Now, for the last 4 years, Candy and Teresa have fussed me about throwing too much candy out at the parade. Have y'all not? Every parade, they fuss me every year.
We just want to make sure y'all have enough.
But
So you didn't throw out as much this year?
I ran out at the store. I normally run out before the stop sign, before the stop sign.
See?
I run out before the.
But I normally have 10 buckets. Today, this year I had 6.
We was 4 bucks.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all are stingy.
We really didn't think y'all had that many this year. Now, roller days, yes, but this year, like during the Christmas parade, we didn't think y'all did. We got,
No,
okay.
one thing, I can't say that, Gainesville's parade, they would not let them throw candy.
No, they will not no more.
And I was thinking one year, we had done that, but my wife said, no, we've always done it.
No.
My wife keeps me straight on this stuff.
Yes, no, we will,
That's what a
no,
lot
we
of them
can't,
kids is
we
looking
will
forward
continue
to.
to throw candy. That is a big deal for the kids. That's
Big
what they
deal.
love.
That's what I told my wife, I said, it's for the kids, and what the kids want, the kids gonna get.
Yes,
Them grandkids come, they'll bring their grandparents.
yes.
I know you said that. I want personal note, personal time. It's been a good 4 years, y'all. It really has. I've enjoyed it. I've taken a beating, I've survived some things, but, it's been, now, to tell y'all, my daughter bought her property in Madison County. She's pregnant with our first grandchild. We bought some property in Madison County. We're gonna build a house down next to her. So, it's probably 6 months or so, but I don't think y'all can let me sit in this chair for 4 years, but my time has come. I'm gonna move down and babysit. And I will not deliver mail anymore after I get out of town and everything. I wanna thank y'all. And we're gonna have an executive session tonight, so I entertain a motion to an executive session.
Make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Garnick, second by Chris, for executive session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we're probably gonna make a decision tonight, but we're not real positive. So if Andrew or Chris if Bruce, my mind was on that, if you want to join us, you're welcome to. You might have you back there. But, anybody else, y'all want to hang around or you can go on with, we're expecting a sort of decision on this one, so y'all might want to listen to what's happening. Well, thank y'all.
Juliet, you did slow, 2 seconds, you made next Monday, right?
I need it.
Okay. Still got a little bit more.
The charter says, I'm not supposed to, the charter says, charter.
I thought you come next Monday, let's make a big
City
city.
clerk. You know what, that's why you can, it's a charter.
I
But
think,
the charter
yeah,
has
good,
a-
yeah, nothing like, I'm not paying at the door till next.
It's okay, they got me.
Okay.
They got me. It's like, we got something too big.
All right, Denise, you ready?
I think it's wrong, but I like that.
Yep, throw you under the bus. I am.
I didn't think it was.
Right.
Everybody back in? All the places still look familiar, so I guess, I want to thank y'all. Hanging with us, we did make some decisions, I thought we probably would, and, it's concerning land purchase, and I'm gonna let,
Yeah, I'm gonna make the motion. Go out.
well,
I'm gonna make a motion that we purchase 5924 Maiden Lane, for $40,000 using SPOS 8 funds.
And I'll make the second with the also stipulation that it has to have a remembrance for Miss Sarah Moon on the property for all that she did for Lula as our Lula Midwife.
got a motion by Denise, second by Juliet. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, say no? Not the property, Joey.
All right, thank you.
Not the, is that everything needs? That was
That's
it.
all we got. Thank you.
Before we adjourn, Jerry,
want to speak a little bit. I'm not sure what he's gonna say, I'm scared of it.
Well, I'm gonna say none of the good stuff. Thank you, council, for letting me be part of the Christmas parade this year. I really enjoyed it. It was great. The Grinch was fantastic. Santa Claus was fantastic. The kids love the candy, but I want to give a special thanks to Nora Almazon from WCHM who helped me announce the parade. It was great. I want to thank my better half, Susan Newsom, for helping me decorate the trailer. We took a construction trailer and made it look something other than a construction trailer. So we put Christmas lights and everything on it.
It looked awesome.
Well, thank you. And definitely thank her. It was her idea to do it that way. And I want to thank Frank. He had a hard job keeping, kind of being busy, but keeping the people happy. And I think he did that with all the smiles I saw. That was his job. That's what Teresa gave him to do, is keep people happy. And, but I want to thank him. We used his phone to do the live stream, and we had his phone for a while. So now that could have been by design. I don't know. But we did have his phone. We used his phone. I have not viewed it yet, so I don't know how it turned out.
It's pretty good. It's not the clearest that it could be, but considering it was our first run and our first go, it was awesome.
Well, thank you. And again, I thank Frank for him allowing us to use his phone. All the employees did a wonderful job, and I've been on the radio twice. I've had to fill in at WCHM, and I've pretty much mentioned everybody, but our public works guys really did a good job, and they need your all's praise, sure enough, because they were there early that day and they left after I left. So, and they've been working today. They worked for 2 weeks prior. So, give them a good attaboy when you all see them.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all. But I did enjoy the parade.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't go through the whole list of upcoming meetings here on the agenda. Our regular session is next Monday night, which is also going to include swearing in for the new office holders. The Little Ladies will be Wednesday the 17th at noon at 6:30 p.m. at Depot. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day at City Hall are going to be closed. On the 31st of December, Teresa Heath is going to retire from the city of Lula. If you don't know Teresa, you've missed a blessing. She's been a heart and soul of Lula for 20 years almost. I think it was 20 years. But she's going to retire on the last day of the month. And there's a meet and greet and congratulations for two to four at Depot on that day. New Year's Day City Hall will be closed on Thursday the 1st. Next planning commission meeting is Tuesday, January 6th at 6 o'clock here at City Hall. And the next work session will be the 12th of January at 6 o'clock right here. I think I covered everything I need to say. So I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Motion by Juliet, second by Garnet to adjourn. All opposed say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.